Hey everybody, believe it or not, this is the last externship orientation video for the term. So this one deals primarily with deadlines and a few rules, so I want to run through it quick. Here we go. So it's week 14 now, so we're a little past this, but if you haven't already gotten registered for your externship, it's probably because you haven't submitted an offer and completed the commitment form. You need to do that as soon as possible. If you delay, there's a chance that financial aid for next term could be delayed when courses or registration is reported for financial aid purposes. So you want to get that in as soon as possible. There'll be a Blackboard site that'll be open soon. We'll have a lot of externship information on it. You'll be registered for it automatically. Make sure you go to the parent site for all the Blackboard students, not your individual Blackboard site. On the Blackboard site, when you tune in, you will see orientation quiz. This quiz is to prove that you, in fact, watch the videos and understand what you need to know to start your externship. You're required to do this before you begin billing hours for your externship, so put that on your task list for break. Your externship should start when this term starts. For Trinity term of 2008, that's May 7th, or your first day that you work that week. If you're going to start on another day, either before that or after that, you must inform the externship office so we can make sure that all the proper arrangements are made. Typical week, we've talked about this before. You take your number of credit hours, multiply it by 4. That means you should be working 24 hours a week if you're registered for 6 hours a week. Whatever credit hours you're registered for, you should multiply by 4. Should then multiply that number by 14, which is the required length of an externship. It must be 14 weeks long. So again, for a 6-credit externship, it's 4 hours a week times 6 credits times 14. You're required to put in 336 hours during the term. You absolutely must work 4 hours each week of the 14 consecutive weeks of the term to receive credit. If you have some issues with that, please contact us ahead of time so we can make arrangements. But the requirement is that you work a minimum of 4 hours each week for the 14 consecutive weeks of the term in order to receive your credit. The hours, you can flex your hours a little bit. You can work more hours in some weeks and less hours in some others, but you're required to work at least 4 each week of the term. If your office is closed for a holiday, during summer term, not likely that it'll be closed for snow, but for any other reason, we've had hurricane closures in the past. As long as you meet the other rules here, you can report that your office is closed and count those hours so that you're not short your regularly scheduled hours for the week. You're required to journal every day that you work at your externship. Your journals are sent to your professor. You should leave confidential information out of your journals, but you should feel free to talk about your supervisor and what you're seeing. They won't be shared with anybody but your professor or possibly the externship office. Talk to your professor over break or as the term begins about how they want them submitted, usually emailing to them once a week is the form they're going to be looking for. After you get settled in your externship, one of your first jobs will be to prepare a goals memorandum. This is your chance to determine your educational goals for the term. You're required to have 3. There are several examples of goal memorandums in the Blackboard page. And so you should prepare a memorandum with 3 goals on it. You initially send that to your professor for them to review. That should be done by May 25th at 5 o'clock. And then after they've had a chance to review it, your final goals memo is shared with your site supervisor on June 1st. Your final goals memo must be also posted to the Blackboard page in the Dropbox. You'll be doing weekly time logs. The time log form is on the Blackboard page. Time logs are due the following Monday by 5 o'clock and must be submitted to timelogs@cooley.edu. You must use the form supplied. You can't make up your own. And you must complete the certifications at the bottom. Remember, the honor code applies to your time log, so don't fudge. You are required to do an externship agreement or contract that sets out the duties of the student, the site, and the school during your externship. It must be signed and submitted back to the externship office. It must be submitted in PDF form. We apply Dean Church's signature on behalf of the school, and we can only do that to PDF documents. So Can't do JPEGs or Word documents or any other sorted ways to submit it. It must be in a PDF and emailed to the externs office by May 14th at 5 o'clock. That's the first Monday, your second Monday at your externship. You've been there about a week. The externship agreement form is also located on the Blackboard page. You will receive 2 assessments of yourself during the term, one in the middle of the term and one at the end of the term. They're Google Docs. You fill them out and push submit. You must do both of these, in order to receive credit for your externship. If you have any questions during your externship, anything that comes up that you don't understand, any of the requirements you're not sure about, please contact me ahead of time if it's better. My email and phone number are on the screen. Please contact us if you have any issues or concerns or questions. Good luck.